White opens with the English opening, aiming for dynamic play. A slight inaccuracy, but the balance remains. Black responds symmetrically, but white maintains a slight edge. Black's move is a minor inaccuracy. White establishes central presence with a pawn push. A solid and accurate move. Black solidifies the pawn structure, maintaining equality. A sound defensive choice. White prepares for Fianchetto development. A standard and positional move. Black challenges the center, leading to dynamic imbalances. A principled counter thrust. White advances the central pawn, reinforcing control. A well-calculated step. Black exchanges pawns in the center, simplifying the position slightly. White recaptures, maintaining central influence and a slight advantage. Black repositions a pawn, reinforcing their central presence. A solid defensive maneuver. White develops a knight, increasing piece activity and maintaining their edge. Black fianchettos their bishop, aiming for long-range control. A strategic development. White completes the fianchetto, placing the bishop on a strong diagonal. Black mirrors White's fianchetto, creating a symmetrical bishop structure. White develops another knight, centralizing forces and maintaining pressure. Black castles kingside, prioritizing king safety and connecting their rooks. White castles kingside, securing their king and preparing for middle game operations. Black centralizes a rook, activating it on the open file. A solid positional improvement. White develops the bishop actively, targeting Black's kingside. A dynamic piece placement. Black prepares queenside expansion with a pawn move. A strategic preparation. White advances a queenside pawn, restricting Black's options. A territorial gain. Black centralizes the queen, connecting major pieces and preparing for action. White repositions the queen, but this move is a slight inaccuracy, slightly reducing the advantage. Black develops the knight, reinforcing the center and improving piece coordination. White activates a rook on the central file, increasing pressure. Black pushes a central pawn, creating counterplay but also slight inaccuracies. White moves the bishop to an aggressive square, but it's a mistake, allowing Black to equalize. Black retreats the bishop, a mistake that concedes a significant positional advantage to White. White centralizes the queen, aiming for an attack and maintaining a strong position. Black repositions the rook to defend and prepare for counterplay. White advances a pawn, creating space and improving king safety. Black pushes a pawn to expand on the queenside. A dynamic pawn break. White captures on the queenside, winning a pawn and gaining a decisive advantage. Black recaptures, maintaining the pawn structure despite White's initiative. White advances a knight to a dominant central outpost. Excellent piece play. Black repositions their knight, seeking counterplay on the kingside. White moves the queen aggressively, but this is a mistake, losing some of the advantage. Black pushes a queenside pawn, creating threats but also allowing White to consolidate. White reroutes a knight to a strong square, improving its position. Black advances a knight, increasing activity but allowing White to gain ground. White moves the knight to a good square, but it's a mistake, allowing Black to simplify. Black captures the knight, simplifying the position and reducing White's advantage. White recaptures with the rook, maintaining control of the open file. Black activates their bishop, aiming for active piece play. White recaptures the pawn, reinforcing their material advantage. Black recaptures the pawn with the queen, but it's a slight inaccuracy. White recaptures the pawn, consolidating their material advantage. Black captures the advanced pawn, further simplifying but maintaining a strong position. White advances a pawn, but this is a mistake, allowing black to regroup. Black repositions the rook to defend and create counterplay. White recaptures, but this is a slight inaccuracy, giving black some breathing room. Black activates the rook, aiming for improved coordination. White exchanges rooks, simplifying the endgame slightly. Black recaptures with the bishop, maintaining piece activity. White repositions a knight, aiming for a better square. Black develops a knight to a central square, but this is a mistake, losing initiative. White develops the bishop actively. But it's a slight inaccuracy, not exploiting black's earlier mistake. Black moves the king, a mistake that further weakens their position. White exchanges bishops, simplifying the position and maintaining a clear advantage. Black recaptures with the king, consolidating after the exchange. White executes a brilliant knight fork, winning material and gaining a decisive advantage. Black moves the king to safety, but this is a slight inaccuracy, allowing white to press. White captures the knight, solidifying their material advantage and controlling the board. Black places the bishop on a seemingly active square. But this is a mistake, leading to further disadvantage. White moves the bishop, but this is a mistake, allowing black to improve slightly. Black moves the bishop, a severe blunder that loses significant material in the game. White centralizes the knight, creating overwhelming threats and a decisive advantage. Black moves the bishop, a slight inaccuracy that allows white to increase their dominance. White repositions the bishop, maintaining pressure and a winning advantage. Black moves the rook, a terrible blunder that results in a massive loss of material. White advances a pawn, increasing their control and solidifying the overwhelming advantage. Black pushes a pawn, a slight inaccuracy that doesn't change the overwhelming outcome. White advances a pawn, but this is a slight inaccuracy, not capitalizing fully on the lead. Black pushes a pawn, a minor inaccuracy in a lost position. White advances a pawn, but this is a mistake, losing some of the overwhelming advantage. Black moves the bishop, a slight inaccuracy in a completely lost game. White advances a pawn, but this is a mistake, allowing black some counterplay. Black moves the bishop, a severe blunder that allows white to further increase their decisive advantage. White advances a pawn, solidifying their overwhelming material advantage. Black pushes a pawn, a solid move in a lost position.